North Edmonton, the area that I grew up in. Today I'm spending the day celebrating communities and dishes that are not only focused on bettering the neighborhood, but also bringing delicious meals to surrounding families. My first stop is Boxcar Coffee Shop in the neighborhood of Calder.
So I'm Jesse Watson. I've been in Calder about 12 years now. Walked by this building for quite a few years, and it was kind of, I'd say, the blight in the middle of the block. A few years ago, we had the fortune of stumbling across a random for sale sign. Went to the owner, said, we want this building. There was something about the streets, something about Calder's kind of rejuvenation that was happening. We kind of saw infill occurring. And we thought we want to put something here, and it's probably going to be a coffee shop. So flash forward to recent, we renovate the whole building over a few years.
Yeah.
Calder's history, don't know if you're too familiar with it, like
I'm
you
not,
said.
Yeah.
It was its own town. It was part of Grand Trunk Railway, and so it was annexed in the city in the early 1900s. And so with it, this was actually the original downtown.
Oh, that's
And
super
hence
cool.
the bank across the street, some iconic little commercial settings. So we thought it'd be pretty cool to do something to, bring back to Calder and make it a bit of a better place. So we were kind of fortunate. I'd say twofold. One, everyone's happy in a coffee shop, and it's I guess it'd be the epitome of community. You might have the occasional breakup here and there, but for the most case, people are happy you're getting coffee. Second, it's very community focused. Literally neighbors meet. And since it's opened, people from Greaseba down the street have come and they've connected. And actually people have come and seen each other. Actually, it was a couple weeks ago, a guy was walking by. He saw his babysitter of like 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And they connected in the coffee shop. And I just don't think you get that in other settings. Also, the city was doing a bit of a renewal. And so they did a survey for us about 5 or 6 years ago, and it said the number one thing the neighborhood wanted was coffee shop.
That's so great.
So it kind of worked out that, so the more people in a neighborhood, the safer it becomes. And we've seen that crime's been decreasing actually. Ever since this building's come, we've been watching crime trends. The police come here. The first day they were here, actually, the whole neighborhood was like, what's going down at Boxcar Coffee Shop? We're like, they're just having coffee. So
awesome.
it's an opportunity to make the community better. Everyone loves coffee, and it's kind of, I think, a lot of people's dream to just open up a coffee shop. And I do think that one building can change an entire street. And I think this building has really kind of transformed, or starting to transform, Calder in terms of Calder's had a bad rep for many, many years, right? And a lot of people said, Calder, boxcar, coffee shop just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
But I think they're coming and they're being pleasantly surprised by, it looks nice, it's cozy, and it feels inviting. And there's been absolutely, knock on wood, no issues so far in terms of roughness or issues. It's been great. The community's actually embraced it. Yeah, the horchata it's kind of a specialty of Boxcar. We have a bit of Mexican influence. My partner Antonio, he's Mexican, so horchata is actually a Spanish drink. It's peanuts and cacao mixed into a flavor with some condensed milk, and you have a drink, hot or cold. Tres leches. So I don't know if you know too much about that, but it's a milk cake. And what I love about it is actually a lot of Mexicans have it as their wedding cakes. This condensed milk, and then evaporated, mixed into a sponge cake with some whipped cream on top and custard. I'll let you experience that for a sec, but I'd say it's a fan favorite. And when I go back to, Mexicans having it as their wedding cakes, it's definitely a delicious cake. Right away, I'd say the impact of the community has been pretty great. We've had, firefighters, police officers, EMS, all joining and coming here on their breaks, which is really good for the neighborhood fundamentally. It's making us safer. We have people traveling from all over the city. I like to say a lot of Southsiders. And you just know because of their cars, yourself included, here you are, traveling to kind of have an experience, which is pretty cool. But what's really great is a lot of the houses and commercial properties being sold right now are featuring Boxcar. They're saying next to Boxcar Cafe, which kind of tells you that things are changing for the good, that you've done something good. So the bank actually across the street, it's been vacant since 1993. Apparently it's just sold and there's 5 businesses going inside.
Wow.
Which, you know, I'm not gonna say we're gonna become the Richie of the North, but maybe we will. And you know, it brings destination, it brings people together. Coffee shop's great, but it's very come, leave. It's nice when people have destinations, clothing stores, butchers, you know, where it's really a, you know, walkable neighborhood. So that I'm definitely looking forward to. The city's put a lot of renewal in, trying to make it plaza with benches and seatings out front, a bike lane across the street, so accessible. So I think with the rate of infill and a lot of families moving in, it's kind of would have been unimaginable 10 years ago.
I finished chatting with Jessie with much more knowledge about this wonderful neighborhood. I then made my way down 127th Street to visit a local community hub for some delicious ingredients. Lucky Supermarket has been a local establishment for many Asian communities in the Northside for many years, with its first original location opened in 1982. It's been serving as the first Vietnamese grocery store and now home to many Edmontonians who are looking for special Southeast Asian ingredients, which is why I find myself here today. I'm shopping for ingredients to make a dish with my sister later this evening. Fresh herbs, tomatoes, different types of dried seafood, vegetables, live crab, and crab paste, together with other ingredients, will all be brought together as a dish later this evening to celebrate our family and culture. Before I head to my sister's, I make a stop at a familiar chicken spot to meet with the owner and good friend for a discussion around community, traditions, and delicious family-oriented meals.
My name is Mohammed Saleh, and I'm the son of the owner of Ralph's Fried Chicken. We had a place for 35 years in Strathern. Strathern is always going to be dear to us because it was, you know, we set up roots there, we grew roots, and it's always going to be dear to us. We left Strathern because of a new development happening close to the LRT expansion. So they tore down the building. But eventually, hopefully, when they rebuild, we plan to go back, if they'll have us. I'm sure they would, and I'm sure we'd love to be back. But when we came north, because it's close to home, and this location has always been dear to me. I'm always next door in the Al Safadi building, so, and the Al Safadi supermarket, and they're incredible. So when this opportunity arose, I just couldn't say no, and I had to jump on it. Since then, it's been overwhelmingly amazing. It's just been incredible in every way.
It's so busy here.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the location's great. We tried our best to make sure we have a very clean store, and customer service is above everything and anything here. As long as my customers are happy, I'm happy. These values were instilled from my parents, especially my father. It was like one of the worst things that could happen when you had that convenience store in Strathern, that any child who doesn't come in gets a treat, just because if any little thing that can make a community better, he told us these small things always add up. So give a candy, sometimes somebody can't afford a meal, okay, come on in, don't worry, we'll take care of you this time. He instilled these values in us, and it's a lot to do with our religion and lots to do with our culture. And I'm talking about the Canadian culture as well. So we have to be there for each other, and not everything's about making money. It's important. You got to make a living, and it's important. But at the same time, if your customers are not happy, they're never going to come back. So everything kind of ties into each other, right?
I was kind of curious, like, did your dad always offer chicken at the convenience store, or?
So yeah, it was always there.
Yep.
The recipe's obviously a secret. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the recipe is. It's locked away with my mom and my dad, and yeah, they made sure that they fine-tuned it over the years, and they made sure when they got it to exactly where they wanted it, they made sure this is exactly how it has to be. So yeah, sometimes we'll get the odd thing. Okay, it could be less salt, or could be more salt, it could be. Everybody has a different taste bud, but we try to keep a consistency as to the fullest degree. So that's the biggest thing. As long as it's consistent, hopefully we'll get more raves than dislikes, right? Yep.
No,
Exactly.
it's so good. And then I snuck a couple of wedges in my earlier,
Okay.
and they're so delicious. So did you guys eat a lot of fried chicken as children, like when you were parents?
It was part of our daily diet, but it was something like after a point you say, okay, you think you'd get bored of it eating it every day. We never. Even my kids, they call me, Dad, could you bring chicken home with you? I'm like, of course, Dad, I got you, don't worry. Could you bring a poutine? And it's kind of like a daily thing. It's not like once a week or once every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's part of our identity growing up, to be honest with you, and hopefully it'll continue to be. It's pretty much like a small little community, to be honest with you, in this building. But the biggest thing is next door is the supermarket next door, El Safadi's. They're incredible. They have everything that you need, and it's just that's why it's always busy. It's because their customer service. A lot of people can take lessons from them as well. They're incredible. And yeah, it's been amazing to be in the north, and we're so happy to be here. But to my Strathern family, we plan to go back. It's home there. No matter how much Northside is home to us, Strathern will always be close to the heart. It's where we started. Our roots are there, especially when it comes to Ralph's.
After our chat, Mo leaves us to enjoy the rest of our meal. We get to talking more about the chicken and wedges.
They have gravy as well.
Yeah. I mean, really tasty, nice and crispy. It's cool that they've got it seems like they're doing lots of family size portions. So people are clearly coming here regularly for staple meal and not just
And
a
24
quick
wedges
treat.
with each order.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy.
It's honestly such a huge pile of food. I feel like that's also something that's maybe lost in restaurants that are a little bit more, I guess, I don't want to say fancier, but maybe a little bit more trendy. Is that this is something that I talked with my chef friends about, which is that idea of generosity. So you're going to go to a fancy restaurant somewhere downtown that offers fried chicken. You're getting one piece, a small portion of fries, and that's kind of it. And I feel like there is something to be said about no, we have we can do this plentifully. We can still make a really great product.
Yeah. And still make lots for everyone.
Yeah, still make lots and still do pretty well for ourselves, with that kind of generosity mindset, which is I feel a little bit lost in mainstream food culture, which is to let's make this really fancy, trendy thing, and then charge you lots of money for it. Which is I think Mo was saying, it is about community, and I think that idea is maybe a little bit lost in the mainstream consciousness of what is important about food, and how do we interact with that.
Oh, definitely. Growing up, as a family of 6, my parents would seek out these types of establishments that have large portions, are delicious. And my dad would come home with these reasonably priced pizzas or chicken and wedges. We would go crazy as kids for this. And to not have for people to bring that kind of into a high dining setting and not have it available to the public, or not to the public, but to families who
Yeah.
choose not to go to a high-end dining restaurant.
Well, I mean, and especially now, I feel like not all of it is affordable, right? You have to be
Yeah.
in a certain income bracket,
Yeah.
which again, there's nothing. It's not that that's wrong. I just find that like my tastes are now trending towards like, well, like who are like genuine people working in these restaurants who like own them, who have like a vested interest in providing for a community, and also like just trying to get by. And so I feel like there's it's more interesting to me like food wise, and then like community wise,
Yeah.
and then also value too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris and I finish our meal, and I get myself ready to go over to my sister's house. Being in the Northside today has brought back many memories of growing up in this area, driving down 97th Street, and visiting many Vietnamese restaurants in the surrounding area. Something I used to do a lot with my dad before he passed away in 2021. My sister and I plan to end my day in the Northside cooking a Vietnamese dish called bông riu, a tomato, pork, and crab noodle soup that requires lots of preparation for its many different parts. To be honest, I actually don't know how to make this dish. It's all my sister's instructions today. But spending time with her and cooking with her allows me to still be part of the continuing traditions brought here by our parents. It's amazing to see how many families and homes are full of delicious dishes. The communities that grow within these neighborhoods, and the shops, grocery stores, and restaurants that pop up in these communities that allow Edmonton to feel safe and inclusive. The Northside is large and full of life. There is so much more to explore. I'm so thankful for my adventure today. I can't wait to spend more time exploring and showing more of what the Northside has to offer.